reaction between hydrogen atom which is bonded to a strongly electronegative atoms like nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine, and the lone pairs of this electronegative atom. That is what hydrogen bonding. Here, one example is given: hydrogen bonding in between HF, two molecules of hydrogen fluoride. There is hydrogen bonding in between hydrogen atom, which having partially positive charge, and fluorine, which having partially negative charge. So, what is essential requirement for formation of hydrogen bonding? So, there are two essential requirements for formation of hydrogen bonding. In that, first is the hydrogen atom must be directly bonded to highly electronegative atom like oxygen, fluorine, and nitrogen. And second essential requirement, an unbound pair of electrons or lone pair of electrons is present on electronegative atom. That is two essential requirement for hydrogen bonding. Now here, example of hydrogen bonding is given: hydrogen bonding in between hydrogen fluoride, then hydrogen bonding in between hydroxyl group, and hydrogen bonding in between NH. So here, on hydrogen there is partially positive charge, and on fluorine there is partially negative charge. So due to electronegativity difference, there is what hydrogen bonding, and it is that bond is denoted by dotted line. So second example, there is hydrogen bonding in between oxygen and hydrogen, and third, hydrogen bonding in between nitrogen and hydrogen. Then here, hydrogen should be attached to what? Electronegative atom. Now here, what happens? The hydrogen bonding in between hydrogen and fluoride and fluorine, it is what? Very strongest hydrogen bonding. Then hydrogen bonding in between oxygen and hydrogen, and then hydrogen bonding in between nitrogen and hydrogen. Now why that hydrogen bonding in between HF is very strongest? Because of that fluorine is more electronegative as compared to oxygen, and oxygen is more electronegative as compared to nitrogen. That's why it is what? Very strongest hydrogen bonding for hydrogen fluoride. In hydroxyl there is what? Stronger hydrogen bonding, and in NH there is what? Weakest hydrogen bonding as compared to hydrogen fluoride and OH. So here, second example is given: there is no hydrogen bond is present in between carbon and hydrogen. Why? Because the carbon is not electronegative atom. That's why there is no hydrogen bonding in between carbon and hydrogen. There is one example is given in benzene. There is what? In the structure of benzene, that carbon is attached to carbon, and that carbon is further attached to hydrogen. So due to there is no electronegativity of that carbon, there is no hydrogen bonding in between benzene. So that there is some examples of hydrogen bonding is given: hydrogen bonding in between hydrogen fluoride, and hydrogen bonding of water molecule in that on that oxygen. There is what? Lone pairs, and it form a hydrogen bond with hydrogens of another water molecule. Then here, hydrogen bonding in between ammonia, the hydrogens on that N form a hydrogen bonding of with nitrogens of another ammonia molecule. And here, last example, hydrogen bonding in between methanol molecule. So these are what examples of hydrogen bonding. Next point, the types of hydrogen bonding. Now there are two types of hydrogen bonding. First is intermolecular hydrogen bonding, which is relatively stronger, and second is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So what is intermolecular hydrogen bonding? Now you know that when there is hydrogen bonding in between two different molecules, at that time hydrogen bonding is called as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So here one example is given: intermolecular hydrogen bonding in between formic acid, and after intermolecular hydrogen bonding, it forms a dimers. That formic acid form a dimer. So here one molecule of formic acid, that is what formula of formic acid, C double bond O OH, that is what formula of carboxylic acid. And in formic acid there is here that is what? Hydrogen atom. So H C double bond O OH. This is one molecule of formic acid, and this is another molecule of formic acid. Now here there is hydrogen bonding in between oxygen of one molecule of hydrogen formic acid with hydrogen of another molecule of formic acid. And here again there is bonding, hydrogen bond in between hydrogen of first molecule of formic acid and oxygen of second molecule of formic acid. And after formation of hydrogen bonding, it form what? Dimers. This is what example of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Second type of hydrogen bonding is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Means hydrogen bonding takes place within same molecule. The example of that intramolecular hydrogen bonding is salicylic acid. In the structure of salicylic acid, the OH group, which is ortho to benzoic acid, the OH group which is ortho to benzoic acid. Now here the oxygen of that carboxylate ion, it form a hydrogen bond with that hydrogen which is attached to ortho position, that hydroxyl group which is attached to ortho position. Now that hydrogen having partially positive charge and that oxygen having partially negative charge, so there is hydrogen bonding. Which type of hydrogen bonding? Intramolecular type of hydrogen bonding. So here the geometry allows for intramolecular hydrogen bonding when that OH is ortho to carboxylic acid. At that time only there is what? Intramolecular hydrogen bonding. If it is meta or if it is para, at that time there is intramolecular hydrogen bonding is not possible in salicylic acid. Again, one important point under that, salicylic acid also shows intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So here, due to presence of this hydrogen and which carries partially positive charge and oxygen which carries partially negative charge, which form a hydrogen bonding with another molecule of salicylic acid. So it shows which type of hydrogen bonding? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And that's why due to these two intramolecular and intermolecular hydrogen bonding, that salicylic acid having the highest melting point. That is what reason, due to what? Intramolecular as well as intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present in salicylic acid. After that, next point or next example is given, the hydrogen bonding in between water molecules. So here the central oxygen atom of each water molecule has a tetrahedral arrangement of two lone pairs forming a hydrogen bond and two bond pairs. So here the water form a two hydrogen bonds per molecule. So here you can see this center water molecule. On that water molecule, on that oxygen, there is what? Two lone pairs of electron, and that two lone pairs of electron form a hydrogen bonding with another two water molecules. Then here hydrogen of that center of water molecule form a another hydrogen bonding with another water molecule here. So here oxygen of that water molecule that act as a what? Hydrogen acceptor, and hydrogen of that water molecule which having partially positive charge which act as a hydrogen donor. So you remember the oxygen which having lone pairs which act as a what? Hydrogen acceptor, and hydrogen which having partially positive charge which act as a hydrogen donor. Next, effect of hydrogen bonding. Now generally the effect of hydrogen bonding, it is on takes place on what? Association of molecule. Then that effect of hydrogen bonding which affects on melting point and boiling point. Due to hydrogen bonding there is a generally higher melting point and boiling point of that molecule, and last effect, it affects on solubility of that molecule. Now here some important questions generally which can which ask for your competitive exams we can highlight here. So importance of hydrogen bonding in physical phenomena. So here the anomalous properties of the second period hydrides of that hydrogen bonding. In that some questions are generally asked on that hydrogen bonding, such type of question. In that question first, why do the water molecule, then ammonia and hydrogen fluoride have abnormally high boiling point? And second question, explain why the order of boiling point is like this: water having highest boiling point, then hydrogen fluoride, and hydrogen fluoride having a higher boiling point than ammonia. So you have to explain this reason, which is related to what? Hydrogen bonding. So here first explanation of first question: why do NH3, that is ammonia, water molecule, and hydrogen fluoride have abnormally high boiling point? So explanation is given here. The nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine are highly electronegative atoms. So formation of intermolecular hydrogen bonds in their hydrides. So intermolecular hydrogen bonds are much stronger than van der Waals forces. So more energy is needed to break the hydrogen bond is in ammonia, water, and hydrogen fluoride, and that is what reason that ammonia, water molecule, and hydrogen fluoride having higher boiling point. Next point or next question: explain why the order of boiling point. The water molecule having higher boiling point than hydrogen fluoride and than ammonia. So here explanation is given. So you remember this chart. It is very important for your competitive exam. So here examples of compound is given: ammonia, water molecule, and hydrogen fluoride. Now number of hydrogen available for hydrogen bond formation. Second, number of lone pairs electrons available, and third, number of hydrogen bonds can be formed per molecule. So here first ammonia, number of hydrogen available for hydrogen bond formation is how many? 3. Number of lone pairs electron available on nitrogen is 1. So on nitrogen, how many electron lone pairs available? 1. And number of hydrogen bonds can be formed by that ammonia is only 1. So you remember, by ammonia, how many hydrogen bonds is formed? Only 1. Then in water molecule, number of hydrogen atoms available for hydrogen bonding is 2. Number of lone pairs available on oxygen is 2. On oxygen there is what? 2 lone pairs of electron. And number of hydrogen bonds can be formed per molecule is 2. So due to these 2 lone pairs of electrons is form how many hydrogen bonding? 2. Here due to 1 lone pairs of electron on nitrogen is form only 1 hydrogen bonding in ammonia. And in hydrogen fluoride, again number of hydrogen atom available for hydrogen bond is 1. Number of lone pairs of electrons available is 3. And number of hydrogen bonds can be formed per molecule is only 1 by hydrogen fluoride. Now here only 1 hydrogen and 1 fluorine. That's why it form only what? 1 hydrogen bond. So here water molecule can form 2 hydrogen bonds per molecule. Ammonia and hydrogen fluoride can form only 1 hydrogen bond per molecule. That's why the boiling point of water molecule is more as compared to hydrogen fluoride and ammonia. What is the reason? In water molecule there is 2 hydrogen bonding, and in ammonia and hydrogen fluoride what? There is only 1 hydrogen bonding. That's why the boiling point of water is high as compared to hydrogen fluoride and ammonia. Again, next important point regarding hydrogen bonding, which is affect again physical phenomenon. Here the enthalpy of vaporization. Here the energy required to vaporize 1 mole of liquid. So again, one question is generally asked: explain why water has the largest enthalpy of vaporization than H2S and H2AC and H2E. So here explanation is given by that water molecule having highest enthalpy. So here first point, in water there are intermolecular hydrogen bonding in between molecules. However, in water molecule what? There is intermolecular hydrogen bonds. However, in H2S and in H2S, then H2AC and H2E, the interaction between molecules is dipole-dipole interaction. Which type of dipole-dipole interaction? So the strength of hydrogen bond is stronger than dipole-dipole interaction. What? The strength of hydrogen bonding is stronger than what? Dipole-dipole interaction. So to break the hydrogen bonds, more energy is required. To break the hydrogen bond, more energy is required. So the water molecule has largest enthalpy changes of vaporization. This is what explanation of that question. why water molecule has largest enthalpy changes for vaporization due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Thank you for watching this video.